How's it going, everyone? Like always, it's your boy FreeMadC2. In today's episode, we'll install my front mount intercooler and my BHR ignition coils, which the outcome was a total failure. But regardless, at least I want to show you guys the process of it and how I failed. We first start off with mocking up the original intake hole to copy over to the passenger side. This new hole will be the route from the intercooler to the turbo. I'm just using masking tape to cover the hole, then a Sharpie to trace, and lastly, we carefully peel off our stencil to transfer it over to this cardboard box. Carefully cut out your stencil. We can officially stencil in our new hole to the car. Try to line up as equally as possible with the other hole. Probably a jigsaw would be better in this scenario, but all I had was an angle grinder. If you are using the same, be very careful and take your time. After all that cutting, here is how the new hole should look like. It's time to start the installation for my intercooler. Like I said in my previous episodes, I'll be using my bash bar to mount my intercooler. I bought this intercooler off of eBay for $100. It's actually the only option on eBay that has the intercooler outlets at the top and is the dimensions I need to fit within my bash bar. I'll leave a link in the description below. I'm using a 3/16 thickness bar to use for my intercooler bracket. Got this at my local hardware store for $10. Now that I'm satisfied of the location of my brackets, it's time for some welding. I actually found the CX Racing intercooler bracket pretty slick, but I didn't have the money to buy it, so instead I made it myself. I first start off with taking measurements on the radiator side, then the intercooler side. Once I got my measurements, it's time to mock up the bracket. Here's the completed mocked up bracket. And here's the final product. Alright, so let's finally reveal my failure of a child, which is my bracket for my ignition coils. As you know, I like to keep my installations clean, so the best location I thought was on top of the motor. Everything would have gone well, but one thing I forgot to do, you will see at the end. The plan is to reuse the original RX8 coil bracket and cut all the mounts to make the bracket flush. I'm planning to use the two holes on top of the housing to hold the bracket in place. Same technique as before, I'm using the styrofoam board to mock up the bracket. And here's the complete mocked bracket. Now that I have my bracket made, it's time to weld it all together. And of course, it's not a bracket if you don't make it look pretty, so I painted it gunmetal. At this point, as you are watching this, it seems like everything is going well. Even in my head, I'm thinking the same way. There's nothing that can go wrong, and I'm feeling like $1,000,000. The new mount is solid, both holes line up to the housing, and my bracket is gunmetal as hell. BHR coils are looking like a birthday cake, but this engineer failed because he did not test fit.